somewhere if I can. And this is May the 5th, May the 5th, 2026. And the time is 8:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. We just got back from Eastern Standard Time. We've been in West Virginia, got yesterday and came back today. A lot of driving, 900 miles, I think, round trip I did. And we are glad to be back, but it's been busy. And I wanted to just touch base with you tonight about our series we're doing on this UFO thing. Um, Remember, I said it sure looks like UFOs are going to have a part to play in the end times. Not real UFOs, but the hype. Um, because, and when I say a UFO, to most people, a UFO is something from another solar system or another dimension or something. The real definition of the word is unidentified flying object. And there's all kinds of them out there. You look up in the sky, you see a plane. To you, it's unidentified. You don't know what it is. You don't know if that's an American airliner or a Russian bomber coming over. It's unidentified. Okay, but we know how it's used. We know the hype that's out there. We talked about in program one. We talked about the telescope that the Vatican owns. It's in Arizona. I explained why Arizona is where a lot of telescopes are. I won't go through that again. And it's not just theirs, but there are many others in Arizona as well, and other states are surrounding there. So why does the Catholic Church have a telescope aiming up into the sky? What are they looking for? What's this all about? Do they know something that you don't know? Hmm. Okay. So somebody at the Vatican is looking for something, or maybe it's going to be used as just as a smokescreen. I don't know. Um, but let me read you something here, if I can find it. Let's see. I think it may be over on the other page here. Here it is. Let's see. Nope, it's on the other page. Hang on just a second. I've got it. I'll have it in a second here. Um, First of all, let me get the page up. Let me make sure. Um, okay, here we go. There's the page. I got the microphone muted. And all right. I'll go ahead and say something on the live chat there. Okay. All right. So feel free to comment if you've got something to say. And okay. So let me bring up the article I had. That's not it. Let's see, it must be this one here. Okay. Some things about the Vatican and this telescope. Just um, it said here there appears to be a fringe conspiracy theory circulating a UFO/alien disclosure in some evangelical circles and social media, but according to this here, they say it lacks any basis in official Vatican statement. Well, of course it does. If they're going to use these UFOs to to answer the rapture, they're not going to put that out there, right? They're not that stupid. Um, so I read a couple things here about what they believe about aliens and whatnot. And let's see if I can find that. Uh, Here we go. Oh, let's see. The Catholic Church, via the Vatican astronomers and popes, has long taken a philosophical, open but theological cautious stance on extraterrestrial life. That's a big statement, isn't it? In other words, they haven't said that it don't exist. they're open to it. And obviously they are because they got a telescope looking for something. You say, well, they're looking for fallen angels. You got to be kidding me. If you believe that, you've drunk the Kool-Aid. Ephesians 6 is very plain. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. You cannot see a fallen angel. You cannot see an angel. Okay. All right. Um, they view the universe as vast and God's create and part of God's creation. If intelligent aliens exist, they could be considered part of that creation. That's a statement from the Vatican here. If they exist, they're not coming out and making a claim one way or the other, but they do have this expensive telescope that they're working 24/7, just in case. Um, so the church engages with the possibility of alien life theologically. And this is the Catholic Church, not the church that I'm part of. So obviously, they've got a telescope looking into the space, right? Of course, they believe it, and they seem to have believe pretty sincerely in this. So, as I said, this is a scenario that I think is very possible. The scenario is this: the rapture happens, the world and the leadership of the world that take power have to answer to the people what just happened. Where did these people go? I have believed this for decades. Even before I became a proxy guy, I believed that UFOs would possibly be the excuse that was given to tell the world what happened to people, why people are missing, why people just vanished in front of other people. Somebody's got to answer that, and a good answer would be UFOs miraculously took these people off the planet. That would get the heat off. That would get the pressure off of the world. It would get people's mind off God and this rapture thing, and give the world a plausible explanation for why people are missing. Now, in recent years, this thing has snowballed. Now we got the government getting involved. I mean, for 4 or 5 years now, and each year it's getting. Now Donald Trump has made the claim because Obama said something. Donald Trump said that was classified. He shouldn't have said that, and therefore I'm going to release. I'm going to tell them to release all the UFO stuff. Um, Now, what does Donald Trump do? I don't know, and I don't believe Donald Trump's part of some big conspiracy with the UFOs. I think he just wants to get it out there and not have any secrets and let the people see what's there. And but there is an interest and belief system in this country and the world, I suppose, that UFOs and aliens and all this exist more so than at any time in our history. I mean, just look at the TV shows: Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar. I mean, all these sci-fi shows. The thing about sci-fi is it's fiction, but it's gotten into people's minds, and I think a lot of people sincerely believe in this stuff. I meet some of our followers, some of the people who follow our show, uh, disagree with me and Doc on this, and believe that there is something out there, but that maybe it's fallen angels that are flying around in these UFOs. Um, um, and I don't buy it. I don't believe it's biblical. I don't believe it's scriptural. I do not believe it. I believe it's military stuff, most of it. I believe some of it is just unexplained things and light and different things. Um, um, but I do not believe fallen angels are flying around. UFOs. Now, a guy called me this week. I think was it this week, or it may have been Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. And it was Friday, right after the TV show. And somehow the call came to me, and this guy kind of cussed me out. Didn't give his name, hung up on me. You know, a real man, right? And said that Doc and I are wrong on the UFOs, and said some vulgar words, and fine, shoo, go have at it. Go, but see what I'm saying? If the rapture happens and people are left, the people left behind are going to believe the lie. One of those lies is going to be what happened to all the people. Are you with me? What happened to my neighbor? What happened? I was in the grocery store with my spouse, and I'm talking to them, and all of a sudden they're gone. They vanished, and a few other people did too. People are screaming, and what happened to them? Somebody's got to have an answer for that. Now, it could be that the false prophet, who I believe will be part of that Roman system, the Roman Church. It may be the Pope. It may not be the Pope. Somebody high up in that system is going to become the false prophet. Already somewhere now. He's already known. He's on the scene. We don't know who he is for sure. But I believe because of where we are on the timeline, he's got to be here and ready, and maybe already working on the behalf of the one world global church. Now, by the way, the Vatican, the Roman Church, believes it's the church. They do not believe that your church is the church. They believe that Catholicism was left to Peter, is the one who took Jesus' place. And upon this rock, they think that's Peter. And of course, it's not. They think Jesus built his church on the Apostle Peter. Good luck with that. And so they believe that they are the church, and they believe that they can make rules and change rules. And they somehow have got to bring all the other religions into their mindset, into their hub. And they're going to. It's very plain in the Bible that the false prophet is gonna push the people to worship the Antichrist. Okay? That's bad. If you get left behind, you got a slim chance, but you do have a chance if you can make it to the middle of the tribulation and and trust in the Messiah. But you got a lot to go through to get there. But if you take that mark of the beast and trust in the Antichrist as the Messiah, you're doomed. You're doomed. Okay, so what we're talking about here is what may be getting ready to happen even before the rapture. Now listen. I don't know this to be true. This is a this is speculation. This is what may be getting ready to happen. What may be getting ready to happen is that the Vatican, the Roman Church, may be going to make a claim that they have made contact, or maybe they have in recent months or recent years, but haven't said nothing. That if they've made contact with these beings from outer space, whether they claim they're angels, fallen angels, aliens, doesn't matter. Whatever they claim, they're going to claim that they have received some truth from these outsiders from outer space somewhere, and that we have been wrong, ecclesiastically wrong on some things, and we've got to correct some things in the Bible because we've just been enlightened by these beings that are light years beyond us with intelligence and knowledge of the universe. And the Bible's got to be updated. Are you listening? I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm saying this could be what's going to happen. And Let me give you a couple things. Haven't we been updating the Bible for years now? Isn't there a new version every year or so, or sometimes every month? Aren't there hundreds of Bible versions now, all in the English language, all these different Bibles? Are we not ready for another one? Especially if some out of space being that's highly intelligent sends a message through this Vatican institution here that you all are wrong on a couple of things here. This isn't right and this isn't right. You need to understand the end is near and you need to believe this. How many people would jump on board with that? Let me shock you. Billions, billions would buy into that immediately. How many people have fallen for the lies about Donald Trump? Millions. Gullible. People believing anything they're told without even knowing the facts. Haven't we just talked about that as well? The deception and that in the last, men are going to be deceived and are being deceived now. We've got preachers out there on YouTube and podcasts and television, other places, pulpits in their churches, falsely accusing, spreading stuff about other preachers around the country when they have no proof of it. Do you see what's happening? Do you see how gullible people are? Thousands of people are believing it. Thousands of people are believing a lie that some guy, some podcaster, without any evidence, has made a statement or talked about some preachers around the country that are evil, and thousands of people have believed it without any facts. Isn't that wicked? We're going to talk about that verse in Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs 18, if I remember right. It might be verse 13. It talks about he that answereth the matter before he heareth it. We're going to be doing a whole session on that and help you understand that and how dangerous and wicked it is to believe something without proof, something evil about somebody. It's wicked. And it's wicked to share that with somebody else, whether it's a podcast or a YouTube or a TV or standing behind a pulpit. And I use that as an example tonight. You think if thousands of people will believe what some guy on a podcast says, everyone, read the comments. Read the comment. Everybody. That guy needs to. He needs to. He should be in hell. Or that guy's wicked. He should be in jail. How do you know he's guilty? How do you know he's guilty? Or they say, well, this preacher's covering up for somebody else. How do you know? How do you know? You aren't there. You don't know what's going on at that church. And yet everybody piles up, and now that guy's no good. He didn't commit the sin. He's covering up for someone else. It's wicked. And one guy says it, and a bunch of other guys believe it. And it gets spread around the country. My point is this: if the Vatican comes out publicly in a huge announcement, maybe from the Pope himself, I don't know, and makes the claim that we have made contact with aliens from outer space, and we believe that they are real and they are right, and they are giving us a warning. Hey, well, there's been fake sci-fi movies about that very thing. Yeah, you're going to destroy the planet. You've got to change this, and we're here to save your planet. The sci-fi movies. Hey, truth is stranger than fiction, they say. So you think if the Pope or somebody connected to the Vatican came out and said we have made contact with aliens or whatever they want to call it, aliens, angels, whatever they want to say, we have made contact and we're going the wrong direction. We've been our churches have been misled. this, and this are not true. This is the truth here. And we have to change our doctrine and our belief system. And if we don't, some are going to be taken by these angels, are going to take the people off the world who are causing this discord of unbelief in the truth, their truth, not the true truth. And that, of course, the King James Bible is part of the problem, they're going to say. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. I'm saying this is what could happen. And I can see this bringing the religions of the world together under a kind of a new updated version of the Bible in a way to try to make the King James look worse, in a way to explain when these beings out there take the Christians, the real believers off the world. We'll know why now. Because if you refuse to conform to this truth that these angels have brought correction to, then you're evil and you'll be taken off the earth, and there's the rapture. And everyone will think, well, these people these were them Bible thumpers and they were wrong, and God has removed them for judgment, not to go to heaven, for judgment. Could that be why there's no mention of anybody in the Bible? There's no mention in Scripture that I have ever found of anybody wondering, where'd my loved one go? Where'd all these people go? What just happened? I'm talking about people left behind. There's no mention of it. Now, if you got a verse for me, let me have it. But I don't know of any. I don't know of any place in the Bible where somebody is wondering where their loved ones went. Now, I know the Left Behind movies and Left Behind books have all that, but that's not in the Bible, and they have a lot wrong in that, by the way. I do enjoy that kind of stuff because it makes me think, but there's a lot of weeds you got to walk through in those movies and books. A lot of things they got wrong. Um, I had something else here. Uh, where is it? This one here it is. The Bible says that the Spirit speaketh. That's the capital F. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. We've done shows on this. Some, not all, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. That's exactly what I just described to you. What I described to you. Now, what is the faith? The faith, you cannot separate faith from Scripture. You cannot separate faith from the Bible. I think I just unplugged something here, and I'm probably in serious trouble. But I think that's okay. I don't need it. Um, it didn't affect the last year, but I just lost my. Okay, I'm back. I did hit a plug or something. I got to be careful. I got my screen back. The Spirit speaks expressly in the latter times. I believe that's the times of the end before the rapture, that some shall depart from the faith. And what does that mean, the faith? I think the simplest way I could explain it to you is somebody denying the truth of the Scriptures. That's departing from the faith. That book is the faith. Okay? And that's what's happening today. It's happening all over. It's happening to, by the way, it's church people. These are saved people. You can't depart from something you wasn't in. Saved people are going to depart from the faith. There's a lot of saved people going to buy into this junk, just like there are tons of saved people who are believing the lies of false accusations on preachers around the country. People are believing that. I'm not. I'm upset with the guy doing it, and the many guys. There are many guys doing it. I could name a bunch of them right now. I'm upset with them. But I'm deeply sorrowed about the hundreds and thousands of people who have bought into their lies, who have believed it without looking for the truth. Let me ask you, you ever been falsely accused? I've been falsely accused many times as a pastor, been falsely accused. And it's painful. It's painful. And it would never hurt anybody if people would practice what the Bible says, answer not a matter before you hear it. If you do, it's folly and shame unto you for believing something without getting the facts. It'd be like a judge in a courtroom, and the prosecution brings their evidence against a man, and the judge, without any, before the defense can stand up and give evidence to prove their client is that those accusations are not true, the judge says, "Well, this is just terrible. That's it." He pounds the gavel, says, "Guilty, and I sentence you to 10 years in prison," without any defense, without proving any of the things that the prosecution said. Would you be okay with that? That's wicked. That's not justice. The Bible says justice is turned away backwards. Truth is falling in the streets. That's what's happening today. That's what's happening with a lot of our preachers today. They're getting on the phone, they're hearing things about other preachers and other men, and they're believing it because, well, my buddy told he wouldn't lie to me. Well, your buddy didn't get it. Your buddy got on the phone and got it from another guy, and he got it from another guy. By the time it got to you, it's nothing but a lie. But Brother Good, all these people believe this. That doesn't make it true. Thousands of people believe Donald Trump's a terrible man. They've believed the lie. Well, there's thousands of them. Does that make it true? Of course not. You know better than that. The whole mainstream media, 90% of it, it's nothing but lies and trash. And gullible people believe it without checking out and finding out what is the truth. Okay? So I'm using that as an example of what's going on today about false accusations, and I'm using that as an example to show you that in fact will happen, could happen with this UFO stuff. Everybody believes whatever someone says. People believe it, don't they? People just believe it. So what do we got over here? We got Tasmanian Australia is back with us. He says good morning. It's almost 9 p.m. here. He said it good morning. Well, good morning to you, brother, and Stephen in Australia, the world down under. And he says exactly, wake up world. Thank you, thank you. Somebody else here. And Sean says, wow, I see it now, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what he saw. Okay, I don't see any others here that I need. I think that's it. All right. Well, Lord willing, we'll get back with you tomorrow night. We'll be in the studio Friday and again Tuesday. So I'll be out of town again Friday. I'm hoping I can find a way to live stream Friday, but we'll have to see. Okay, but and tomorrow's Wednesday, so I may be late tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see about tomorrow. Wednesdays are tough. Okay, but we'll try to be on and have some more for you tomorrow, or I may start one of my other segments as well. You'll just have to see. I'm anxious to do that Proverbs 18:13 verse and help you with that. Okay. Okay. Sean says, as you were speaking, I was agreeing. God bless. I appreciate all of this, and we'll catch you on the flip side.